Mexican Rick from Walking Dead with my long hair and my long beard. Okay, I'm gonna let my hair grow out. Yeah, I mean, like Jared Leto.
Coming to you live from the White Picket Studios in Houston, Texas, this is the Realty Ruckus. If you are in any way, shape, or form involved in the real estate industry, this is the show for you. And now, your host, Alan Hernandez.
Good morning. Welcome to the Realty Ruckus here out of the White Picket Realty Studios. We're excited to be here today to talk to you all about real estate, building your businesses. Don't forget that you guys can comment below if you're on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, anything that you want to say to us, anything that you guys want to talk about. Drop your comments below. We're here to make sure that we can help you grow your businesses. And we're excited. We have a great show planned out.
Indeed.
We are not only having a great week, this is one of those weeks that's short for us. Most real estate companies only work about 3 days this week. We're going to try to put in a fourth, possibly.
What? Wait, when is the fourth?
Wait, what was that? What is that?
This is news to all of us.
My assistant's looking at me like, when did you decide that? So, no, and you know, it's kind of one of those weeks where it can get away from you really, really quickly. And when you're at Wednesday, you're already thinking turkey. And
That's
I'm thinking
tomorrow.
turkey. I was thinking turkey last night.
we've had turkey all week. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, I had turkey last night. I'll have turkey tonight for dinner.
Yeah.
And then I guess tomorrow and Thursday. Yeah,
It's been turkey
that's a
all
sad
week.
existence. I'm eating a lot of turkey.
That's why you only eat turkey like once a year, because you eat turkey
get so fed up with it so
much
quickly.
this week, right? Here's the deal: how many how many people will start going out and standing in line for Black Friday stuff? Like literally standing in line and camping out. I'm willing to bet people are already there.
There's a dude that went out like 2 weeks ahead of time, and this year he's actually sponsored by a few companies.
You're kidding me. There's a guy that's
They
sponsored.
literally sponsored
They sponsored him, so they sponsor like his tent, his little grill and stuff that he's got out there. So he's got this whole setup, and these companies sponsored him to have his merchandise out there because, of course, he gets a ton of news coverage, and they talk about the company sponsoring him, and the photos they show the items. So it's actually gotten that ridiculous that the earliest people out there are now news.
That's hilarious.
Semi-celebrity status.
I was thinking like we would go out there and just interview people and just ask them
That
like
sounds like so much fun. I want to
questions.
do that. Yeah.
Just be like, why are you here? Like, why are you standing in line here? How long have you been standing here? And how much money do you plan to save? Like, I really would want to know like what would make someone go out there and stand in line for a week. Minus this guy, because obviously now he's being sponsored, so I'm assuming he's not doing it just for free anymore.
Well, look,
right?
let's assume that this guy is, your average earner. Let's assume he's making 50 grand a year. Does it really make sense to go out there and stand in line?
Here's the deal. Does he like take the week off? Does he
Yeah,
go to
that's-
like
I
does he
can't
go to like
figure
his
that
boss
out.
and he's like, hey, I'm gonna need a week off for standing in line. I gotta save on a couple bucks. And
Yeah, I
get
think
like
they
a
do.
free TV or whatever.
I'm going to need the week before Thanksgiving
Like,
off. I'm
do
going to
mo-
have to be standing in line.
Don't most people get like 1 week of vacation a year off?
One or two.
Is that how it
I
works?
think it depends on how long you've been at your company, but I think you start with one and it usually goes up to two over time.
And so if you get 1 or 2 weeks of vacation and you take 1 full week just to stand in line, so you could save $200 on a TV, how does that make sense? I still don't understand it.
I can't formulate it either.
Wow.
It doesn't make any sense.
Anyway, if you guys are standing in line out there, make sure you grab me a TV or whatever it is you're getting. Just pick up 2 and I'll hand you the cash.
Well, heck,
or
man, we're
whatever.
getting ready for the riots that come with Black
The
Friday.
riots are my
Don't you
favorite.
Remember last year, a lady at Walmart here in Sugar Land, just down the street from our office,
Yeah.
got stabbed to death.
Wait. Somebody got stabbed?
Yeah, she went in.
I
and there was
remember somebody being
there was
trampled at some point.
They were selling a 4K TV, which last year was like the new big thing was 4K TVs, right?
Yeah.
And so she went in there, and they were out of the TV that she wanted. But there was a lady like dragging one up to the front of the store. So she goes up behind a lady and is like, "That's my TV." And the lady's like, "Oh no, it's not. That's my TV." The video's on YouTube. You can find a video. Look up Walmart Black Friday death or fight. And so this lady goes up and stabs the other lady, takes the TV, goes to the checkout, checks out, and leaves with the TV. The cops have to chase her down.
David,
They
you
go-
believe this?
I mean, I guess there's a video of it. I'm going to have to check it
Yeah.
out.
She goes to her house. The cops have to go to her house and retrieve the TV and then arrest the lady. She actually made it home with the TV. Yeah.
She got a TV, though.
That legitimately happened.
She got a 4K TV. That's all I know.
Hey, she got to watch it for at least 15 minutes.
Look,
That-
I know we're going
that's
to talk
totally
about
worth
some
it.
really, really good deals later, but I'm not kidding you guys. I saw a 4K TV. I don't know where. I think it was like at Costco, and it was only like $500
Yeah,
now, man.
there's some that are $300 or $400, and we're going to be talking about it later in the show. Talk about some Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals and what they can find some good deals on.
I just think it's crazy that like when those first came out, they were like 4,000.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when the first 4K TVs came out, they were pushing like 10 grand.
Yeah.
And we went to Fry's and they were like, "Oh, you got to check out this new 4K TV."
Yes.
And we were like, "All right, yeah, cool."
I remember looking
about?
at it and feeling like, oh my God, this is actually, it looks like reality. It looks amazing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah?
That's how it felt the first time we saw 4K TV, and now it's like common.
Anyways, guys, thanks for joining us today. We're excited. We have a great show planned out. Don't forget to stay tuned. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Drop your comments, questions, concerns, anything you want to talk about below. We'll be right back.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals, These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can live tweet us at Realty Ruckus. You can also find us on Facebook and YouTube Live, where we can chat with you during the show. Now, we want to find out, David, what's the weather look like for this beautiful Thanksgiving week?
Well, guys, it's not going to be that beautiful.
I take that back.
I'm kidding. It's going to be all right.
Thanksgiving week.
It's going to be all right. Today we have a high of 78 and a low of 68. We are looking at a possibility of a little bit of rain today, but most rain is going to come overnight and through the morning, so we are going to get kind of soaked Wednesday, so that might make travel a little hard that day. And then Thursday, Thanksgiving, we shouldn't have any rain, and it's actually going to be sunny, 77 and a low of 57. So it actually is going to be really pretty on Thanksgiving.
Yes, we're excited. A lot of people travel during Thanksgiving, and that's one of the things we want to talk about here a little bit later on the show. But right now, we want to talk about something that we've been covering for a little while, right? So
this is a major story.
In the last few shows, we've talked about the impact that the political climate has on real estate. And we've talked about the potential of interest rates rising. And right now, we have just come to a point where they're getting ready to affect us. And they're getting ready to affect us in a major, major way. According to some of the major news channels right now, we're getting ready to see an interest rate hike that may potentially stop the market.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just literally halt
and
it.
this is huge, guys. This is coming from some major news networks. Interest rates are set to rise in January, and they're saying they're going to go upwards of 8%.
Imagine that. Now,
is that going to be from like the Federal Reserve raising rates in December, or what?
So the bond yields are going to keep going up. They're expecting a huge sell-off around inauguration time, and then in addition to that, they're saying that the Federal Reserve is going to raise rates at least 200 basis points, so 2 full percentage points over the next 3 months. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, what that does for the average consumer is it pretty much cuts your buying power in half.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a major
So
deal.
the person that was out there that was qualified for about a $300,000 house is not going to be qualified for approximately half of that amount right now, if they want to keep their payment approximately in the same pay.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have to think about it on the other side. As an investor, hard money private lending rates are probably going to start to go up because they got to follow the trends.
Absolutely.
You know? Yeah.
So on the investor side, you generally pay anywhere between I want to say 10 to 15%, something like that, on a hard money loan right now here in Houston. That's probably going to go up likely in the 18 to 20% range, something like that. So you'll start seeing some major differences. Now, what does that do to your buying power? What does that do to the liquidity of the market? What do people start doing? Do people start just freaking out and selling everything, or does it become a good atmosphere to potentially buy something?
It's going to be hard to sell. Like, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people wanting to sell off, but then it's going to be hard for them to sell because people can't qualify for the same amount of money. So what you're going to have is a whole bunch of people underwater again.
Yeah, and I'd actually be interested in pulling some data. I couldn't find it. I'm sure it's up there somewhere. And if somebody who's one of our listeners is a data expert, I'd love for them to share it with us. But I'd love to look at the data on on whenever the interest rates were like at 18% in the late 80s, and how were home sales doing back then. Like how many right now you can calculate like how many houses sold per day. I'd be interested in knowing how many houses sold per day during that time when the interest rates were super high.
Yeah.
And then I feel bad for those people because they're barely finishing off 30-year mortgages right now at 18-19% interest that they started.
Well,
back
the people
then.
that kept them. I mean, hopefully,
hopefully
most of
they
those
did, and
people
hopefully they
refinanced or
refinanced.
whatnot,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, those the people that are going to be affected by it now in the upcoming months are really going to be the new group of home buyers that is coming into the market, which we've talked about this before in our show. This is the millennial group. This is anyone between the ages of 20-something and 35-ish.
18 to 35, I would
18
say.
to 35.
Yeah, maybe even a little bit older.
35.
Yeah.
So that's the new buyer base group. Those are the people that are going to come into the market.
And they've already been putting off buying a home.
Oh, they have. They've been waiting. They've been thinking there's going to be a better time. There's been thinking there's going to be a better market.
Yeah, and millennials, I mean, all the research shows that they want to get the most home for the buck that they can get.
Sure.
And interest rates rising is just decreasing the amount of home that they can get for that money. So that goes completely against their mentality. So you have to wonder whether they are going to continue to buy houses or not in that landscape.
If it continues, instead of these millennials moving from downtown out to, say, Spring or whatever, it's gonna
suburbs.
You're gonna have to go all the way to South Huntsville or something.
You wind up in like Fresno, Texas, or something.
Maybe at that point, the tiny house idea may actually work in Texas.
Yeah.
Okay, because they tried that, right? So originally, the tiny house idea started happening up north, and in a lot of cities, it worked. But when it was tried here in Texas, everybody's like, well, we can afford a whole lot of house here for a very little bit.
Yeah, I've got some friends who come from like Chicago, Minnesota, and whenever they see the houses that you can buy here for the same price as over there, they're just blown away.
Yeah.
Like, because over there, you get like a small, like 1,700 square foot, 3.2, 600 grand.
Yeah.
Over here, 600 grand is like,
a McMansion.
Do you want 4,000 square feet or 5,000 square feet?
Yeah. The farther out you buy it, the bigger the house gets.
Yeah,
It just starts growing.
You get like an extra 200 square feet for every mile you go away from the city.
It's so true. I mean, and so, with interest rates going up, buying power going down, at some point, if someone wants to live near the city and not spend a ton of money, they're going to have to just make do with a much smaller house.
Much smaller lot. And then we've coming up in about a minute and a half left here. I want to make it clear to our viewers and our listeners, the interest rates are not going up.
Well, they're not going up.
Not that we know of.
They're
for
not
sure.
going up to 8%.
Yeah, they're definitely not going up to
about.
8%. They probably will be increasing, and all of the other consequences that we brought up are real consequences
That's absolutely right.
of the interest rates. But what we're trying to do is bring some awareness to misinformation and how easy it is for people to believe things that are fake on the news.
Well, this happens all the time. I get it, with my older family members, they'll come up to me and they'll say, hey, have you heard about this? Or did you see this on Facebook or whatnot?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's not true. None of that is true. Have you actually researched any of this, or are you just listening to some dudes on Facebook tell you exactly, what the climate is going to be?
Yeah, and everyone thinks that it has political implications, and the reality is that it's not only political, it can affect anything. And when we come back from our break in a little bit, we're going to look at other areas where misinformation can really have an effect, especially on the housing market.
Hopefully we didn't scare you guys too much with this.
Yeah.
So just to be clear again, interest rates aren't going up.
It
was all BS. We made it up.
We don't have some huge report from somebody. all we did was say major news networks, which is exactly how it looks on Facebook when people post it. Major news network announces blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh my gosh, I have to share this with all my friends.
They hardly ever click on the actual article. It actually takes them to some fake page.
Yeah, absolutely.
They just people just take that headline, go with it, and that's what they live by as far as reality sometimes.
And it's a big deal politically right now, but in the next segment, let's talk about how it could affect us in real estate.
It affects us a lot. We'll be right back. We're going to take a quick commercial break.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepickettrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepickettrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can find us live on Facebook and YouTube. You can also tweet us live at Realty Ruckus. Again, that's at Realty Ruckus, where we can chat with you live during the show. Now, today we're bringing awareness to a really, really big problem that we've had lately, which is misinformation and just bad and fake news. And some of these websites are starting to become so blatant about it that it's not even fake news anymore. Now they're just literally fabricating everything that they say.
Just
and it's
making things up.
Yeah, and you know, it started with news outlets like The Onion, who go out there and they create information as a parody.
Yeah.
So they'll take an article, like, for example, I don't know, something big that happened lately, the presidency, and then they'll put something like Donald Trump chooses to announce Onion as a new head of state or something.
Yeah.
They're funny articles and they're clearly fake. You know,
Yeah.
no one would ever actually believe he would announce an Onion as his head of state. But these other websites, they're not trying to be parodies. They're just creating fake news, period.
Yeah.
And it's just outright blatant lies. I mean, it's like, for example, we want to talk about how it can affect real estate. Well, think about this. What happens when a fake news article comes out saying that Meyerland is now the highest flooding neighborhood in all of Houston?
Well, you know, and that's kind of one of the things that has happened recently. It's people will make things up. They'll talk about things, and the public nowadays isn't really fact checking anymore. They're not really doing due diligence. They're not really going out there and checking things for themselves. They just believe anything they see on Facebook or anything they see on anything that looks like a news source.
Or hear from a guru.
Yeah, or hear from a guru.
That's a big one in the real estate community.
Especially in the real estate community. How many times do we hear made up numbers that have nothing to do with reality from some guru who probably doesn't even practice real estate?
Well, here's a big one that I kind of just thought of. If you think about it, because, you know, obviously our listeners know that we're involved in the real estate investment community. We flip homes. How often do we get newbies that approach us and they, you know, have this image stuck in their head from HGTV where they see these big fat checks or these big fat profits? Yeah. They never see them take a loss on the show ever.
No,
or break even.
There is only one show that I know of where it shows the reality of flipping houses. Oh, there's two of them. There's one called Renovation Realities. It's on.
I've seen that one.
The DIY network, and it's hilarious.
I like that one.
It's like normal people who don't want to hire a contractor, so they're like, I'm going to reframe this wall and I'm going to do it myself. And it's because they watch shows on HGTV where they're like, today we're going to be moving a load-bearing wall out of the way and it's going to be super easy. And it's just me by myself doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's not true. You're misleading people.
Have you ever lifted a beam? Do you know how heavy those things are?
And so on Renovation Reality, then it's like always like a couple, and it's always a husband and wife, and they get into these huge arguments because it's way harder than they thought. And it'll be like 6 weeks later and the project is still not done. And it'll show like a year later, like half of it is done.
They barely got done with demo.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one of the only ones. And then there's one other show called Property Ladder, which is about first-time flippers that are going out there and they're looking for property. And that's the only other show I know of that shows the actual like heartaches and headaches. Because there's a guy on there from Houston who was like $100 a square foot, or no, $50 a square foot in Houston. Anywhere in Houston, that's a great deal.
I saw that.
Yeah, that episode is hilarious. So I think those are the only two though that I can think of, because you look at other shows and the more popular ones like Property Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Oh come on, man! Like everything that happens on Property Brothers, that does not happen in real life.
No. Or any of the other ones that are out there nowadays. I don't actually keep up with them, but I know that at one point we were approached and we were asked to potentially host a show.
Yeah, we went through the whole interview process and everything.
Went through the interview process, spoke to a bunch of people. They sat down with us, interviewed us separately.
Yeah.
And the one thing that kept us from being able to move forward was that, one, we couldn't hold the script. We couldn't actually read.
Yeah, they wanted
script,
Alan to read from a script,
which I'm horrible at reading scripts.
Yeah,
yeah. You guys don't know this because Alan is a great on-air personality and he's awesome live. But man, if you ask this guy to read a script,
don't ask me to read a script.
Yeah, the world falls out.
Because it's like robot. Okay.
Yeah, maybe I'll post some outtakes today on Facebook.
No,
of you reading a script.
Let's not post outtakes of me reading a script. How about that?
Look out, guys! Look out later for the outtakes on Facebook, and we'll post them.
So that's the thing. Like we don't really have real. Or a real news source, or even TV that's reality TV is not real, but a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah, no,
a lot
absolutely.
of people fail to understand that there's entertainment and then there's reality.
Yeah, absolutely. That's such a good point.
And so all of these websites that are out there, they may have some agenda. They may have some agenda to push some of their political views, to push some of their who knows, maybe they want to make some money in some kind of way. How many times have you clicked on an ad that said, hey, such and such celebrity just says that they use this product to like, I don't know, I see them all the time, to be healthy or to be fit.
Like right before a company goes public, one of the big things that they're doing now is that they'll put out a fake news article about how hot that company is and how great of an investment it's going to be. And it's always, it just happens to be like 3 or 4 days before the company goes public and their stocks become tradable so that the general public can buy. Because prior to that, they have to be certified investors, but after, when they become public, anybody can go buy stock in them. And there's always that article that comes out about how hot that company's going to be.
How much money you're going to make.
Yeah, how much money they're going to make over time, their whole strategy. And it's like so obvious that it's a sales pitch, but we fall for it as consumers and we believe all of those lies, and they have a huge impact, one, on how we spend our money, and two, on our daily investments and our daily banking strategies.
Yep. Where we're putting our money is now being dictated by how we see the reality out there that's happening, or what news are being shown to us on an everyday basis.
I mean, and you think about it, if we were told right now that all of Bel Air, if you read an article that comes out and it says something about all of Bel Air is now considered a flood zone, you're not going to want to buy there.
Yeah.
Even though it's Bel Air and it's amazing, you're going to be like, whoa, wait, the whole city's a flood zone now?
Now that whole thing's a flood zone. I don't want to buy there.
Yeah, and
that's funny. I get this all the time. So we have a bunch of listings over in the Meyerland area right now.
Yeah.
And by a bunch, I mean like 4
Which
or 5.
Meyerland is suffering tremendously from misinformation because everyone thinks that every single house in Meyerland flooded.
Here's what's driving me crazy about it. So we have, out of the 4 or 5 listings that we have in the Meyerland area, only one of them is a serious flood house. It actually took in a couple of inches of water. It was raised already, but it only took in a couple of inches of water, and people are going over there and showing it. When I say people, I mean agents. They'll go out there, they'll go show it, and then they'll call me and say, well, did this house flood? And it's like, yeah, it flooded. Oh, well, my clients don't want to buy in a flood house. Don't want to buy a flood house.
Flood house, yeah.
And it's like, well, you do realize, that a lot of these flooded, but you can see these details in the listing. And if it flooded, you don't actually have to show it. People don't get that. They just assumed that because the house was raised, or because it was in Meyerland, that they can go out there and show it, and possibly even like waste time, which that's the way I see it. And it ends up happening because they don't research any of this stuff. They just go in there and they just show the house without really understanding.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
What they're doing. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm kind of running in a circle there.
Yeah, you're running in a big circle. I felt like
reel me back.
I felt like my dog was getting away from me there.
Thank you.
But it's so true. I mean, it's the issue with people not understanding, and the problem is that who can you trust now?
Point I was trying to make is people have to actually research what they're doing.
Yeah, well, but that's what I'm saying is that it becomes so difficult even to do your research because even CNN has fake articles now. Like
there's CNN spoof websites. I see those all the time.
Oh, I don't know.
You haven't seen them?
No, we all look at David like, David, tell us.
Well, still, David like knows the internet forward and backwards. Yeah, like, he just knows.
So
every
David
page.
and Brandon, they use this thing called the deep interwebs. Me and Alan have
Has
never.
anybody even heard of the deep interwebs?
We've never even heard of it. But David and Brandon use the deep interwebs.
They swear that it exists.
Yeah, that's where like fake news starts. People like David and Brandon are the ones that start fake news. That's the problem, man. We have to attack them. But no, getting back getting back to a serious point, it's a really big problem, misinformation. And the big issue is that people aren't getting in trouble for it. So I could go online right now, create an article that talks about how much crime has risen in Sharpstown and how you should avoid Sharpstown at all costs.
Yeah.
That's going to affect
now that affects the value.
Yeah, it affects the value tremendously.
Correct.
And there's no repercussions to me for creating that fake article that's misleading. And I don't have to put anything in the article that says this is a fake article.
Exactly.
If I just say, no sources cited, it is what it is, people believe it still. That's the problem.
There's talks of there being potential new laws created to keep people from making these fake stories. But then we start getting into people having the ability to say whatever they want. Having
free speech.
The right of free speech.
No, it's not any laws that will be coming out. It's actually Facebook and other internet companies are thinking about restricting those type of sites that are flagged not by them, but by users, because a lot of people have that problem that they fear that now we're entering an age of censorship, which is a valid concern. However, it's not going to be the internet like Google or Facebook that's shutting down these sites. They're going to be flagged by users, by the public, and there's going to have to be a review process basically, and eventually those type of sites, I guess they'll have their traffic, they'll be blocked, or they won't be able to generate revenue on Facebook ads, because that's how a lot of them are spread. They are sponsored.
I just feel like that at some point you have to find a way to let people know ahead of them reading it, ahead of them seeing the news. Hey, this article is a parody. Hey, this article is a joke.
I got a question
some
for
of them
you.
have that, but a lot of them don't.
How do these websites make money? Like, what's the
ads,
the income behind it? Is it ads?
Driving a lot of traffic to those sites, and then they'll place just like the old days. A lot of these sites, you can tell them because they have just a crap ton of ads all over them.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's what they're there for, just to get those impressions.
Yeah, it's all about clickbaiting. That's why it says like, oh, this one thing is going to change everything you believe.
Yeah,
about
that's
this.
exactly why those BuzzFeed articles and Thrillist and all those type, their one objective is to get you to click on the article, and that's it.
Yeah.
Because then you can see the
And
advertisements.
At the end, they have some sort of ad for selling you something, some sort of product.
Right there on the
or something.
page, just right there on the page.
Yeah, they're not even they don't even try to hide it when they're trying to sell you something. They put it right there out in your face.
And that's what sucks. These people out there that are coming up with these stories, whether it's political on either side, because both sides are guilty. It sucks because they're out there for the money, and they're just duping people, and people are believing this type of stuff.
Well, I mean, think about it for a second. If I wanted to bring up a certain neighborhood, I could start putting out fake news stories that say, hey, Independence Heights is the Houston's hottest new neighborhood. Crime rates are down. House values are up. You got to buy an Independence Heights now before it blows up. Yeah. You put out enough of those fake articles,
people
and you
will
get
believe
it. People will start to believe it,
Yeah.
whether it's true or not. But the same thing can happen on the other side of it. You want to bring down a neighborhood, you can do the exact same thing. Home values are tanking, sales are slowing down.
You know what's crazy? We talked about this. So at one point I was pretty involved with the board or the HOA here in Sharpstown area.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And that was one of the major concerns, is that so if you're in the Sharpstown area, some of the surrounding streets, not included in the Sharpstown quote-unquote district, have a high crime rate. But what ends up happening is there's reports, right? There's reports of things that are happening in these streets or these neighborhoods surrounding, and it'll say near Sharpstown, or they'll include it in Sharpstown even though it's not part of the neighborhood.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
And
for
so what
Sharpstown.
happens is there's a public opinion of people saying, oh, if you live in Sharpstown, you live in a really rough area, or you really live in the hood or whatever. But the truth is, only if you live in Sharpstown do you understand it's actually a relatively rather safe neighborhood.
Here's what's crazy. Go up and look up the crime statistics for Sharpstown. They are lower than Meyerland. They are lower than Bel Air. They're
Yeah.
lower than Sugarland.
Yeah.
They're lower than Oak Forest, and they're lower than River Oaks.
Yeah.
So you have higher crime in all of those 4 areas that are way, way bigger money-wise. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot more expensive houses in those areas,
Yeah.
and yet the crime is lower. But nobody ever says River Oaks is a dangerous neighborhood.
No.
one ever says, "Oh, it's so dangerous to live in Sugarland."
Yeah,
But
or Meyerland. Meyerland has a huge...
Meyerland is almost double the crime as
Yeah.
Sharpstown.
Yeah, well,
That's what's
break-ins.
crazy.
They get a lot of break-ins
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah, they get a ton of break-ins over there.
So, you know, it's crazy because you may see that happen here in Sharpstown every once in a while. You know, we'll get a report of 1 or 2 here and there, you know, maybe 1
Yeah.
a quarter, 2 a quarter, something like that, which happens in any part of town.
Yeah,
but like I
that's
said, it's the news, the media out there that's being sent to everyone that kind of gives it that stigma, which is what we're trying to say.
Yeah, so if you're a listener on Ruckus, make sure that you're doing your due diligence. Make sure that you're checking your facts. Don't believe everything you see on the internet.
Don't believe all the gurus.
Yeah, don't believe all the gurus. Don't believe everything you see on the internet.
Don't give Armando Montalongo $50,000.
We didn't say that. David, stop misleading people.
Right.
Oh, sorry.
We'll be back after the break, guys. Thank you so much. Realty Ruckus.
Stay tuned.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. I'm here with David Bonilla, Alan Hernandez, and I'm BB Hernandez. And you can catch us live on Facebook and YouTube. You can also tweet us at Realty Ruckus, where we can talk with you live during the show, and we can just have a discussion and conversation. Now, today we've been talking a lot about fake news. And
Yeah.
we just wanted to bring some awareness to it because it's becoming a really big problem, and people don't realize it can have a really a big underlying effect on the markets in general. You guys are looking
feel
at
like we scared our viewers.
No, hold
though.
on. We're getting called out on some fake news.
Oh, we're getting called out for fake news.
Yeah.
Oh God. What is this?
Aricel said that last week we were reporting on Mexico City, or a few days ago actually, we were reporting on Mexico City and how dangerous it was.
Oh.
He says DC has a higher
don't.
crime rate.
Wow.
Do
I
they?
did not
Hey,
know that.
I never said DC wasn't
Yeah.
dangerous as well, or more dangerous.
No, I think that we said that. I think what he's calling us out on, though, is that I said, I remember this. Dang it, Aricel, you listen way too
Yeah, he
closely
does.
to everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does.
Because it was one comment I made about Mexico City being the most dangerous city in the world.
Why'd you say that, BB?
Because I read an article.
I saw it on Facebook.
BB fell for it. BB fell for it.
One of my friends posted that he wasn't going to be going to Mexico City for the game because it was the most dangerous city in the world. I read the article and I fell for it, man. I totally fell for
fell
it.
for it.
Okay, it is a dangerous city, though. I mean, we all know that, right?
That's hilarious.
Yes, I think we all suspect that it is a dangerous city.
I asked my grandma one time if she would go back to Mexico at any point. Because, you know, if you guys don't know my grandma, my grandma's interesting. She's a double-edged sword, and she's been here for 30 plus years with us and refuses to speak English, which is hilarious. So I was like, so at one point I was like, hey, grandma, you know, have you ever thought about just going back to Mexico, you know?
Golly, that sounds horrible.
She's like, no way.
Do you ever think about leaving the country and not being here with us?
Dang, bro, you're trying to kick your grandma out of the country?
I wasn't trying to kick her out of the country. I just wanted to see what she
You're
would
so
think.
lucky that she speaks limited English.
Yeah,
She probably
she's
won't,
probably watching
she probably
the show
won't
right
hear
now.
this segment.
So totally.
She's like, oh, they're talking about
She's not
me.
going to share this one.
Yeah.
She always shares them, but not today.
She already shared it.
Oh, she already shared it. It's too late. It's too late. Hey, Brandon actually just gave us a list of the most dangerous cities in the world. I'm having a hard time pulling it up, but
Thank you,
I want to
Brandon.
get that going.
Thank you, Brandon. Is Mexico on top of that list, according to BB?
It better be. It better be. Because I
No, Caracas.
I gave a lot of misinformation to people out there, the listeners. I feel really bad about that. And Eddie Sell had to call me out, man.
I know,
That's
right?
so bad. Acapulco's the most dangerous? Okay, so Acapulco on number 4.
Yeah.
Number 4.
It's Caracas, then San Pedro in Honduras, and San Salvador.
Okay, well, we can
Holding
say
it down.
I'll say this then. Let me correct my statement, Eddie said. Latin America is the most dangerous place in the world.
No joke, man. Look at that.
Yeah, it's the top 4 on the list.
So
The top 10.
So top 10
are all Latin America.
Except for South Africa, Cape Town.
Yeah,
The
look at
rest
that.
are all Latin America.
You got some Colombia in there. You got a couple Honduras. You got a Salvador, Venezuela. And then in the teens you get into Brazil.
And then
you get
USA hits the list at 15 in St. Louis.
St. Louis, huh?
Dang.
Wow, man. I always thought, okay, see, this is where fake news gets you. Because I always was under the impression that Detroit was the most dangerous city in America. Because they make it sound so bad. That or Chicago, because they even call it Chirac. Like, there's a documentary about how bad Chicago is.
Detroit's at 28.
So it's on the list, but it's just not as bad as we thought. See, we're over here talking about bad information and bad news articles, and I'm a complete. I feed into them.
We're guilty.
I'm just as guilty
That
as
just
everybody
shows
else.
you.
Eddie says he's trolling us now. You see what we created?
We now have
guys?
a troll.
We created another troll. Golly, this is no good. This show is going south from the minute we started. Alan did a couple of circles already.
Yep.
We got a bunch of
You got to have at least one of
misinformation.
those per show. At least one circle per show.
Look, I'm going to save us here. Let's get to our next topic.
Yeah, let's give these listeners some holiday.
We wanted to give them
I
some holiday
feel like
travel
we
tips.
scared our listeners with our fake news article that we gave them.
we-
Because
yeah,
as soon as that happened, we quit getting responses down.
Because
down
people
below.
are like going to
They're
their-
like,
to their
I'm gonna go
bank,
sell my
yeah.
house. I'm gonna go pull my money.
They're like, I got to refinance today. Realty Ruckus said the interest rates are going up.
If you're still listening and you haven't been scared away by our fake news article that we gave you guys, make sure you guys give us a thumbs up. So we're just covering why you should make sure that you are checking the facts, not just reading article titles and going with that as reality.
That's for everything, everyday life, politics, real estate,
Well, it's funny, man.
business.
The other day I shared an article.
Check me on the weather if
That
you have
said,
to. Go outside, look up.
Check them on the weather too.
Check everything, guys.
Double check David on the weather because sometimes his reports are so wrong. I'm like, hey, David, how's the weather? Oh, it's going to be nice and sunny today. I think he
And
does
you
it to
go
mess
out
with
and
me.
like get drenched. in
Yeah,
rain.
I go out. I'm like, hey, David says it's going to be sunny. It's a little cloudy, but all right, I'll go with what David said. I need a fact check. I'm just going to start fact checking. I need a Brandon just to fact check all day long
Right?
now. That's how bad it's getting, man. You got to have someone who can just fact check all day long for you.
All right, so we were going to talk about some of the tips for holiday traveling because this week is huge when traveling.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. So number one, obviously, is going to be do not drink and drive.
Obviously.
The Thanksgiving weekend is a non-refusal weekend, and period, you should just not be drinking.
What does
and
that
driving
even
at all.
mean, non-refusal weekend?
So non-refusal, and a lot of cities have non-refusal all the time. So Austin is like always non-refusal, but Houston is not. We're just a huge population. It's really hard to do non-refusal at all times in Houston. But basically what it means is if you get pulled over and the police officer suspects that you are under the influence, that can be drugs or alcohol, they can actually subpoena you to have you drug tested right there on the spot. So they get the warrant, they bring out the lab. It's a van, and it's got like a full lab in there. They
take blood right there.
They take your blood right there on the spot, and they do an analysis of your blood to find out if you are under the influence right there on the spot, no hesitation, and it's pretty hard to find.
Well, I don't even know why we should talk about this one. I mean, golly, we got Uber. Just don't be.
Yeah, exactly. It's so cheap now to take not a taxi, to take an Uber. We have other ride sharing services. If you're not in Houston, you have like Ride Austin, which is actually owned by the city of Austin. It's a nonprofit they created to replace Uber when Uber left Austin. Yeah. There's just no reason ever. So that's tip number one is do not get in a vehicle if you've been drinking. Most people I know are going to go out, they're going to have a couple of beers, and then they're going to get behind the wheel. Do not do that. It's a very dangerous week.
People drink during Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's football on Thursday. You got Detroit plays, the most dangerous city in America.
According to news sources.
According to news sources, that coming out of these news sources, you know.
Speaking of, Houston Chronicle put out a article giving us some of their best tips for traveling this week.
And the survival guide, yeah.
And a quick little survival guide on how to make your traveling and a holiday traveling easy on you. So one of the things they talk about, obviously, is leave early or leave late, because you don't want to be stuck. You don't want to be stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
And they talk about using an app, and I know that it's, this probably has something to do with that app, but I downloaded it recently. It's an app called Waze. You guys talk about this app all the time.
Yep.
And
it's amazing.
And Brandon talked me into downloading it, which is usually how I end up downloading my apps.
It's pretty amazing. The one thing I will say is it eats your battery alive. Like you will run out of battery on your phone really quick unless you're plugged in.
Yeah. Well, if you haven't used this app, you should definitely try it out. It's pretty amazing. It's kind of like a how would you put it, like a social network of people driving?
Yeah. So what Waze is basically user generated reports for traffic. So when they're actually out in traffic, Waze tracks their how fast you're going, and you can actually report if there's an accident. You can report if there's police in the area, if there's an object on the road. So it's amazing.
I will say that Waze has saved me a couple of times. I'm a habitual speeder. I'll admit to that. I don't ever drive 60. I always go 80. Like I'm like, oh, 60.
I'm going to tag the Houston Police Department in our post.
Let me just go ahead and tag that real quick.
No.
So
that's misinformation.
but it saved you a bunch. It saved me the other day.
Yeah, it tells you when there's a police officer that people have spotted coming up, and I'll slow down because I see that, and then I can speed back up afterwards. But yeah, it has saved me a couple of times. And it works really good for traffic. So it gets you on like alternate routes.
It's amazing for traffic. And since they track traffic trends, they actually have put out the worst and the best times to leave, according to their trends that they've been tracking.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
man.
And so the worst times when you don't want to head out to wherever you're going this week are actually today, from about right now to 4 p.m.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's
so we're
really
gonna have high traffic.
So you would think it's not.
Yeah, I would think that right now would be a good time to leave.
No,
because
right now is the worst time to leave.
No, because everyone's leaving right now.
Wow. Okay, so I would have been stuck in traffic right now.
And then Wednesday, tomorrow, from 11 to 5 is also one of the worst times to leave.
That I believe. I can believe that the week or the day before Thanksgiving has got to be a horrible travel day.
Actually, it says around 2 p.m. will be the absolute worst.
That's the peak for so 2 p.m. if you're on the road, you're being hit the hardest there.
So you're actually better off either leaving, like you guys said really early, or waiting until after work and then leaving.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or it says if you travel during Thanksgiving Day, it's actually very low traffic.
That's the best day to travel because nobody's on the road.
Yeah, but I mean, you're trying to get to eat, right?
Yeah, you're trying to get to dinner.
To the dinner, yeah.
Yeah, but most Americans only travel about 50 miles for Thanksgiving, so the average American...
Is that 15 or 50?
50, 50.
Oh,
they would
50.
be able to reach their destination just in time for some turkey.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's a really good travel tip. And so I like Waze. If you're not using Waze, you need to be using it. It's a really good app. What other travel tips do we have for people?
Well, the other thing that it talks about is some reports that AAA sent in, but I wanted just to bring up the fact that AAA, look, and I've been a member for a few years, but it has saved me a ton.
Yeah, I don't understand how people can drive on the road without a AAA membership.
I don't understand how AAA makes money.
I agree with you on that. I don't get that either.
Because you end up paying $130 a year.
Yeah.
And if you've ever had a car stall and had to call a tow truck, it's a whole lot more than $120 or $130.
Yeah, I mean, just one tow is like $130, $140. And one time, just really quick before the break, You broke down between Houston and Dallas. We were about 120 miles outside of Houston.
Yep.
And the tow truck came all the way out there, picked up your vehicle, towed
On
you
a flatbed.
all the way in on a flatbed to Discount Tire.
Yep.
Waited for us to get the tire changed and then left. And that was amazing.
That was AAA.
And that tow would have cost us probably $300 or $400 if it wasn't for AAA.
And it was free that day.
So if you're traveling and you don't have AAA, call today, get your membership because it is totally
AAA is going to
worth
have to be one of our sponsors.
Yeah, right?
We're going to have to call them and be like, dude, we're selling memberships for you over here.
It's like, how many memberships have we sold this month?
Anyways, guys, we got to take a quick commercial break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We'll be back with Black Friday deals. You won't want to miss it.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepickettrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepickettrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can live tweet us at Realty Ruckus. You can also find us live on Facebook and YouTube. We're here today with David Bonilla and our host, Alan Hernandez. I'm BB Hernandez. I just want to give you that information. Remember, if you want to call into the show or text in 832-790-2578. Again, that's 832-790-2578. Now, we know a lot of you are going to be hitting the road and traveling for your holiday weekend, and we want to make sure we continue on with these holiday tips. We also want to get into Black Friday deals and where you need to be if you plan on waiting in line for several hours.
Yeah. If you are going to go wait in line, make sure, like I asked before, that you at least reserve one for me, because I know I definitely won't be there.
Have you seen there's people now who sell their place in line. So they'll go stand in line and then they'll sell, like they'll put it on Craigslist. I'm second person in line at Best Buy for Black Friday.
Whoa.
I sell my spot for $300 or $400. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. People do that. That's a business now.
Oh, well, I can see some purpose behind that.
Oh, you're starting to like that business.
If you don't have that job, if you don't have a job or anything else to do, just go stand in line.
I'm gonna create an entire temp agency of people who just go stand in line.
Right, and then just sell the spots for $300 or $400 a piece.
Yeah, I mean,
at that point you don't save any money though.
Well,
might as well just buy the thing full price, whatever you're gonna.
Well,
buy.
I don't know, man. Some of the deals you just pulled up over here are pretty amazing. Go through them real quick.
Okay, so we're looking at a 49-inch LED 4K TV. Ultra HD TV. Ultra for $199.
Where's that at?
At Best Buy.
Wow.
I mean, that's pretty cheap.
That's $200 for a 49-inch TV.
That's very, very cheap.
You know what? That makes me really upset now, because last night we were at Raging Cajun and we were watching football and they still had a CRT TV on their patio. Like,
for those of you that don't know what that is, it's one of those big blocks.
Yeah, it's
those square ones.
The big TVs with the square in the back. Like those don't even exist anymore. And they had one there, and you can go to Walmart. I'm going to send them this ad. $200 gets you a 49-inch 4K Ultra HD TV at Best Buy.
Well,
Yeah.
and here's the thing, guys. This year, Walmart is pulling out all the stops for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. What they're doing is they're constantly checking prices against all the other stores that are doing Black Friday deals and constantly matching them or trying to beat them. So, as much as I hate to say it, Walmart might be the place to be this year.
Oh man,
I'm not going out there, but I'm going to hit up the
All right.
Cyber Monday
What-
deals.
What's the deal this year that's going to wind up with somebody's death? What is it at Walmart?
I feel
Which
like it
one's
usually
really
ends up
special?
being like a TV or something. But
Well,
they
you
do
got
have.
you have a 50-inch 4K at $398. You have a 60-inch 4K at $648, and another 55 4K. It's a Philips for $300.
$300 for a 55-inch 4K TV.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's really
And
cheap.
you can get a 40-inch
does it
regular
say
HD.
the quantities on there? No, sometimes it gives you the quantities.
No,
that they're-
this is just a list on The
Okay.
Verge. You can get a 40-inch for as low as $125.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
At Walmart.
that's so crazy cheap. And you know what's crazy about Walmart is that their Black Friday doesn't actually start at like 6 a.m. They start at midnight, I believe, and then they roll out different things throughout the night. So they do like one rollout at midnight, another rollout at 1 a.m., another rollout at 2 a.m. So theirs isn't that bad, actually. You don't have like these crazy long lines. You just have to worry about being stabbed.
So how does this work? If you get there late, can you still get this deal, or is
Oh,
it just
it's until the quantities sell out.
Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
That's why I was asking the quantities, because normally it'll say like 8 TVs available per store or something, and
All right.
that's
The
it.
only reason I'm asking is because I'm actually looking for a TV, and some of these prices are really, really ridiculous.
Oh, well, you got to wait for Cyber Monday. There'll be Cyber Monday deals also. So this is all the sell-offs. I mean, people have to understand all the stuff that you're buying is not the latest models. These are the models that they want to get rid of. That's why they're on sale, and that's why the companies are taking a hit on them. Also, Walmart wants to discount because they want you in there to buy other
stuff.
things. Yeah. They want you to buy the HDMI cable that they sell for $50 that really only costs $3. You know, that's where they're making their money, not on the TVs.
Yeah, exactly. I do see some amazing deals, and if you guys want, we can just drop this website link below so you guys can see some of these things that we're seeing. I mean, there's some pretty amazing deals out there. I see some Macy's stuff. You know, my wife's a big fan of Macy's.
Huge fan of Macy's.
Huge
yeah.
fan of Macy's. So as soon as I send her this, she's gonna go crazy when she sees this stuff. But I see like laptops for like $125 over at Walmart. I hate to say it. I'm not a Walmart fan, by the way. And
We see that, yeah.
And I hate to send people that way, but they definitely have some pretty amazing stuff here, including phones. I see Sears having some stuff on. You know what? Every year, you know, we forgot to tell people because we do have a lot of listeners who are out there buying properties. Every year, some of the best deals that we get on appliances are during Black Friday.
Yes, that is actually very true.
What we end up doing is we'll look for like the entire like stainless steel package, and you can get them for like less than $2,000 sometimes,
including the fridge, Yeah.
including everything. And
That's what's
what
crazy.
people don't realize is you can buy them like on Black Friday.
Yeah.
And then you can just have them. You can have the store hold it for you for approximately 3 months.
Yeah, and they hate doing it, but it's part of their policy. They'll just do it.
Yeah.
That's a really awesome deal, and that's a really good time to buy appliances is Black Friday because you get some really great specials.
Yeah, so for the last few years, we usually buy at least 1 or 2 sets, and then we'll just leave it there until we have a house that we need to put it in.
Yeah,
And-
I
and
remember you
just-
had a really badass stainless steel beer fridge for a long time.
Just sitting there?
Yeah, well, every time I asked about it, I was like, dude, how did you get such an awesome fridge as a beer fridge? He's like, oh, Black Friday.
It's still at my house actually. When you have kids, the beer fridge doesn't really become a beer fridge anymore. Now it's just like a
Juice
kid
fridge?
food and juice fridge. It's hilarious. They go in there just so they can grab their stuff out of there, man. It's so.
Well, that
funny.
was one of your Black Friday spoils that you got a few years ago. That's pretty good.
Yep. So I don't actually go stand in line, but you know, if like in a lot of these stores, you can just walk right into the store right after the lines are
Yeah,
are
so
done
like
and
Lowe's,
still get a bunch of good deals.
Lowe's, Home Depot, even Target for the most part, they don't get that crazy. The stores that get crazy are the ones that have the ridiculous deals. Like Walmart, Best Buy is going to be crazy. I can probably guarantee there's people lined up outside.
Yeah, you guys
want
to go through the 25 best real quick?
Yeah, let's go through the 25.
Okay, real quick. I'm gonna just spit them out here. 49-inch Toshiba 4K, $199 at Best Buy, and that's with a built-in Chromecast. The Xbox One 500 gigs with Battle One Field bundle, that's $249 at Dell.
Wow, that's cheap. Just a game is $60.
Yeah, Galaxy S7 or Edge with a $250 gift card and a VR headset and $50 in Oculus content pack with activation of a phone at Target. I didn't know Target offered phones.
Me neither.
No, they
That's
do.
completely new to me.
Similar with iPhone 7 at Best Buy. You also have the Microsoft 12.3-inch Surface Pro 4 with a signature type cover, and that's going to be $600 at Best Buy. So you're
Wow.
saving $400 there.
The Pro 4
And that's what you guys use, right?
We
like
use,
this computer
we use,
for
we use the
$600,
Surface
but the
Pro
next
3,
one.
which, by the way, is a fantastic computer. If anyone's looking for a laptop or computer, I highly recommend it. I've been looking to upgrade because this one here is just not quite keeping up with my daily
Yeah, so that
routines.
might be it right there, $600.
That's a fantastic deal.
$600.
Wow, that's a really good deal.
Apple Watch Series 1, $200 at Target. The DJI Drone Phantom Standard 3, $369 at Walmart. 55-inch class, 4K, $298 at Walmart. Xbox One, it's a terabyte Battlefield 1 Special Edition bundle, and that's only $300 at Best Buy. That's the Special Edition 1 terabyte bundle.
Wow.
What do we got? PlayStation 4s for $250 at Best Buy. PlayStation 4 Slims, $249 at Kohl's. Let me
Man.
see what else. Amazon Echo, that thing's badass.
Yeah, the
140.
Amazon Echo is really cool. It's got the
140 at
Alexa on it.
Amazon.
What does that thing do? I keep seeing it everywhere.
It's like a personal assistant.
Yeah.
It's like you can.
So you're telling me I can replace Brandon with one of those?
Yeah, you can replace Brandon with Alexia.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
the big one, the Hatchimals are 48.
What's a Hatchimal?
Okay, the Hatchimal is the hot holiday toy for kids.
Okay.
And this is the one we were talking about the other day on the show that they're going for $60 and people are buying them up for like 150, 200 on eBay. Apparently Walmart's going to have them for $50. I'm going to call it now. I'm going to place money on it that somebody will get injured over buying one of these damn things, the Hatchimals. That's what my money's on.
You're so right. It's so sad, but yes, somebody will get injured.
Alan was asking, or you were asking, which product is going to be the
Death
injury,
product?
the death product. I'm calling it now Hatchimals.
And there's a whole movie about that, like with Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Where he goes out and is trying to find like a rocket toy for his son or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how bad it is.
Hey, we got to talk about some of the upcoming events that we have here in the next few weeks.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
We're almost running out of time.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
So,
It's gone
so
by
the
too
one
quick.
that we have to talk about for sure is the one that's next, which is December 1st.
Yes.
That's with NAREP. It's a salsa night.
Do we have an
event.
RSVP?
We do
link
have an
for that?
RSVP link. It's on our events page, and then we're going to share it down
All right,
below
let me
as
check it
well
out.
for you guys. And I just want to let you guys know this is going to be one phenomenal event. Not just because we're involved, along with all of the NAREP board, but I mean, first off, we have a full band coming.
That's awesome.
Full
man.
band, all
Like
right.
a full salsa
full
band?
salsa band coming.
That's
and
so
they're
cool.
going to be playing live the whole night. We have Texas Salsa Congress coming to teach everyone how to dance.
If somebody doesn't know how to dance, they're going to be giving like a beginner's lesson there,
Yeah,
right?
that's
okay,
me.
cool.
Yeah, so they'll be there teaching everyone, learning all the moves
That's
and whatnot.
awesome, man. Yeah, I'm excited about
Now,
that.
during that process, we're gonna do a quick little networking game. Actually, it'll be like a salsa networking game. It'll be fun.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then at the same time, we're gonna be collecting toys for tots. So part of the entry fee will be to bring a toy.
So you
And
have to have a toy with you to come in.
you don't have to.
Okay.
If you do bring a toy, it's well accepted, and you do get a reduced pricing at the door. But if you do bring one, obviously it's a great thing to do.
What's the
to help kids.
location and time? for
Okay,
this
so
event?
this event is at the Gallery Furniture Southwest, and if you've never been out to this place, it's out on Highway 6 and 59, that area, or Highway 6.
Oh, 99, Grand
99,
Parkway.
excuse
Yeah, Grand
me.
Parkway. It's a little ways out there.
It's a little ways out, but you know what? The place itself makes up for having to travel.
It's pretty
because
amazing.
It's a phenomenal place.
Beautiful.
So we're going to be inside the atrium. They have all like the little exotic animals and
And
stuff
the
there.
birds, and they have a wild cat in there
Yeah.
also. It's pretty cool.
So make sure you guys come out, save the date. That's December 1st. And it's from 6 to 9 p.m. Great event to come out to. Are there any other events? We have the December 8th event. which
Yeah,
is
December
Texas-
8th, patent law firm, Texas American Title, will be having their Christmas party at Clay. You do have to request tickets from them. You have to be a real estate professional and hopefully have closed a few transactions with them over the past year. But,
I
if
just
you
got my
have-
tickets
you-
by
yeah.
email yesterday.
If you
I'm
have
really excited.
closed the deal with them, you want to go to this event. You want to go to
Yeah.
this party because they go.
And if you're not
all
closing
out.
deals with them, we recommend
Well,
it.
then you should start closing deals with
Yeah.
them.
And then December 9th, we're doing the Toys for Teens drive, right? And that's
Yes.
over on the east
Yeah.
side of town.
Yeah, that's going to be on the east side at Lucky's Pub. And
Navidad
that's,
en el barrio. I believe.
yeah, that's what we're going to be benefiting, and that is specifically for teenagers because they're most of the times underrepresented.
Point of this is we're going to be collecting a whole lot of toys this December.
A lot of charity.
And blessing a whole lot of kids. So, all right, guys, that's it for our show today. Thank you very much. Don't forget to join us, not this Friday because it is going to be Black Friday.
Black Friday.
But next Tuesday,
and that's a holiday
we'll be
here
back.
at the office.
It is a holiday here at the office, but we will be back with you guys next Tuesday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to keep up your ruckus. We'll see you next week.
This has been the Realty Ruckus. Make sure and join us every Tuesday and Friday for new episodes. Find us on YouTube and Facebook for replays of previous episodes. And as always, keep elevating yourself and keep up your ruckus. Thanks for listening. Realty Ruckus has been brought to you by Smart Pig Media Productions.